The NFL world has just been shaken to its core with the stunning, franchise-defining trade that has sent shockwaves across every sports network, online platform, and locker room from coast to coast. Kenneth Walker III, the electric, hard-charging, game-breaking running back from the Seattle Seahawks, is now officially a member of the Dallas Cowboys in a deal that is already being called one of the boldest and most unexpected moves in recent NFL memory. This isn't your average mid-season roster tweak or a future-focused cap maneuver. This is a calculated, high-stakes, win-now power play by one of the most polarizing and visible franchises in all of professional sports, and the implications stretch far beyond just numbers on a stat sheet or X's and O's on a whiteboard. This is a message from Jerry Jones, loud and clear, to the rest of the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys are not playing around. They're done waiting. They're done building slowly. They're done being the almost team. They want to win, and they want to win right now. With Kenneth Walker III, they're banking on one of the most explosive young talents in football to finally break through the glass ceiling that's kept them from NFC Championship games and Super Bowl Sunday appearances for nearly 3 decades. Walker's arrival in Dallas is more than just a personnel upgrade, it's a full-scale identity shift. He brings youth, speed, power, and hunger to a franchise that has too often found itself defined by unmet expectations and playoff heartbreak. In acquiring him, the Cowboys are putting every NFC rival on notice that the time for cautious optimism is over. This is a championship or bust moment, and Walker could very well be the missing link in a chain that's been incomplete for far too long. What makes this trade so sensational isn't just the player involved. Though Kenneth Walker III is certainly worth the headlines all by himself, it's also the sheer audacity and clarity of purpose behind it. The Cowboys didn't just make a move, they made a statement, giving up significant future draft capital, including a 2026 first-round pick and a 2025 third-round pick, along with a swap of later-round selections, to secure a player they believe can tip the scales in their favor not just for one season, but potentially for the next 5. While some skeptics may balk at the cost, especially in a league where the value of running backs has been increasingly scrutinized in the era of pass-heavy offenses and analytics-driven game plans, this deal flips that logic on its head. Because Kenneth Walker is not just any running back. He is a difference maker, a tone setter, and a player capable of changing the outcome of a game with a single cut, a single broken tackle, a single 40-yard sprint through daylight. At just 22 years old, with 2 seasons of high-level production under his belt and a trajectory that seems to be climbing with each passing game, Walker has already established himself as one of the top young rushers in the NFL. He combines vision, burst, power, and balance in a way that is reminiscent of some of the greats, and he's done so behind offensive lines that haven't always given him ideal running lanes. Now, in Dallas, he'll have the benefit of running behind one of the better run-blocking units in the league, and the potential for what he can accomplish in that system is staggering. When you factor in the Cowboys' existing offensive arsenal, Dak Prescott at quarterback, CeeDee Lamb continuing to evolve into one of the league's most complete wide receivers, Brandon Cooks adding speed on the outside, and tight ends like Jake Ferguson creating mismatch nightmares, adding Kenneth Walker to that mix turns the Cowboys' offense into a pick-your-poison nightmare for opposing defenses. He's not just a player you can plug into a rotation or give a dozen carries a game. He's the kind of back who demands touches, dictates game flow, and forces defenses to adjust on every single down. His ability to accelerate through holes, change direction without losing speed, and absorb contact while maintaining balance makes him one of the most dangerous weapons in the league when he gets to the second level. But Walker isn't just an early down back. He's worked to improve his receiving skills and his pass protection, making him a legitimate 3-down option who can stay on the field in all situations. That versatility is a game-changer for Dallas, which has struggled at times to find consistency in the backfield since moving on from Ezekiel Elliott and watching Tony Pollard's production fluctuate in the lead role. Walker immediately stabilizes the position and gives the coaching staff a feature back they can trust to carry the load, wear down defenses, and deliver in crunch time. The timing of this trade also couldn't be more perfect for the Cowboys. With the NFC looking wide open and multiple contenders dealing with injuries, inconsistency, or internal drama, Dallas sees an opportunity to strike while the window is open. They're not waiting for next year or hoping a draft pick pans out, they're attacking the moment with all the urgency of a team that knows how rare these chances can be. For Mike McCarthy, Brian Schottenheimer, and the entire Cowboys coaching staff, Walker gives them a dynamic new tool to reshape their game plans, disguise their intentions, and keep opposing defenses on their heels from the first quarter to the final whistle. Expect to see more balance, more play action, more outside zone runs, and more screen passes, all things Walker can thrive on. He's not just a good fit for the system, he's the kind of player who can elevate the system to a whole new level. On the defensive side of the ball, this move has indirect but important implications as well. A more effective run game means more time of possession, which means more rest for the defense and more opportunities for Micah Parsons and the pass rush to tee off on quarterbacks in obvious passing situations. It's complementary football at its finest, and it starts with a running back who can consistently move the chains and keep the offense ahead of schedule. Beyond the tactical and statistical impact, though, this trade carries an emotional and psychological weight that cannot be overstated. For the Cowboys locker room, this is a galvanizing moment, a clear indication that the front office believes in them and is willing to make bold moves to help them succeed. That kind of belief is contagious. It inspires confidence. It brings teams closer together. It raises expectations. And for the fans, who have endured years of false hope and unmet potential, this trade offers something real to believe in. It's not about hype or marketing, it's about action. It's about backing up words with moves that show a commitment to excellence. Kenneth Walker III will arrive in Dallas not just as a new player, but as a new face of a new era. He will be greeted with open arms by teammates, coaches, and fans who are desperate for a hero, a spark, a player who can help them finally reclaim the glory that once defined this franchise. And for Walker himself, this is an incredible opportunity. He goes from a promising young player on a retooling Seahawks team to the centerpiece of a Super Bowl contender. He'll have the spotlight, the resources, the support, and the platform to become one of the biggest stars in the NFL, and if he performs the way many expect, he'll earn every bit of that stardom. This trade will be dissected, debated, and discussed endlessly in the coming weeks, with pundits weighing in on whether the Cowboys gave up too much or whether Seattle made the right call in letting go of such a talented player. But in the end, what will matter most is what happens on the field. If Walker stays healthy and delivers the kind of performances that have already made him a household name among football fans, this trade could go down as one of the most impactful in recent memory. It could be the turning point that changes the trajectory of a team that has long hovered on the edge of greatness without quite getting there. It could be the move that turns potential into production and dreams into trophies. Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the Cowboys didn't come to play safe, they came to win. They came to remind the world who they are. And with Kenneth Walker III now in the backfield, they might have just found the perfect player to lead that charge. So buckle up, NFL fans, because the 2025 season just got a whole lot more interesting. And if you thought the Cowboys were loud before, just wait until Walker starts breaking tackles under the lights of AT&T Stadium, dragging defenders and carrying this team on a path that could finally end with confetti raining down in February.